Hi everyone, my name is Laura and welcome to Book Bubbler. It's been a hot minute, sorry about that. Life has been very much lifing lately. That sounds stupid, but it's just been pretty much nonstop. So, hi. Hopefully I get this one up. This will be the 6th video I have filmed and not posted if that's the case, but I really hope I do post this one today. So today we have 13 books I want to read this year in 2023. 13 seems like a weird number, maybe. And I was just going to be 6 or 7. Just books I really wanted to read, giving myself sort of one every 2 months kind of a thing, to give myself some grace, and the fact that it's already into February. But then I realized I had books that I've borrowed from people. I need to get back to them. So those got added onto the pile as well. Yeah. So these will be hopefully all good. Question mark. Again, I don't know why I keep saying this. I apologize. And if you see like red things pop up on my face, it's just stress hives. They'll come and go, so don't be alarmed. It's just stress. Okay, so without waffling anymore, I'm really good at that. Let's get into the books that I have borrowed from people. So first up, I have 2 that are from clients of mine. Most of my clients are readers as well. And the first one from my client A, I have The Samurai's Garden by Gail Tsukiyama. And this is set in World War II, on the eve of World War II in his family's, a young Chinese man's summer family home in Japan to recover from tuberculosis. So here we go. There's that one. And then I've had this one for a very long time. This is from my client C. This is Magpie Murders by Anthony Horowitz. I want to read this. It's supposed to be excellent. I know there are 2 or 3 more out, like 1 or 2 more out in the series, excuse me. And then there's the TV show, which my mother loves as well. So this needs to get read, and back to C as well. Okay, related to work, I share office space with currently 2 other people, and one of them has a whole bunch of books, like a ton of books. It's about a whole bunch of different things, and she recommended this book to me a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, and I had not even cracked it yet. This is The 4 Spiritual Laws of Prosperity by Edwina Gaines. Edwina Gaines is a Unity minister, apparently, or was. I have no idea when this book was written. Let me look and see really quickly. 2005. Okay, not as old as I thought, but here we go. I've got this. And then this I have had from my friend Michelle for like 3 or 4 years, I think. And it's a slim little dude too. It's Come Closer by Sarah Graham. This is supposed to be a really excellent horror, or creepy or gothic or something. I don't know. But I've had this for so long, I'm pretty sure she forgot that I had it. Sorry, Michelle. Soon. And the last 2 are like near the bottom of the pile because they're just from my mom. But she has asked me about these books specifically, I'm going to say 6 or 7 times. So I want to get them to her. And they are books 2 and 3 in the Aunt Dimity series by Nancy Atherton. So Aunt Dimity and the Duke is number 2. And Aunt Dimity's Good Deed is number 3. So this series is a cozy mystery series. An American goes to England, I think. It's set in England anyways, and is going through her aunt's house or grandmother's house or whoever's house it is that she inherits, I believe, and finds letters from her Aunt Dimity. And it's a little supernatural, but not much. And she solves mysteries and stuff, so with the help of this deceased aunt. So, there. I forgot, but not. Okay, and then these are the ones that I pulled initially. So I've got 1, 2, 3, I've got 4 nonfiction first. So first up is the next book I have that I own of Susan Branch's. Susan Branch has a loose series of handwritten, illustrated, photography, whatever, memoirs, but this is her memoir about traveling around England. So this is a fine romance, falling in love with the English countryside. So if you don't know Susan Branch, she is, I think, in her 70s now, kind of country, folksy kind of things, but it's all handwritten. All of her books are like this. with her own illustrations and her own photographs and things. So this is about her travels around England, obviously. And I really would like something fun to look forward to. So here we go with this. Then this book, oof. I have another copy somewhere, if not 2 other copies of this book somewhere. This is Vibrational Medicine, New Choices for Healing Ourselves by Dr. Richard Gerber. This edition is the updated edition from 1996. This was originally published in 1988, and it's been recommended to me by a couple of different doctors. My uncle who has passed recommended this to me. Fellow massage therapists have recommended this to me, and it's not what I thought it was exactly. It's dealing with different kinds of alternative healing things, like crystals or vibrational medicine, obviously, but let's see, chakras and psychic healing, wisdom of nature, energy technologies, multidimensional anatomy, you know, that kind of stuff. And it's high time I read this. Plus, I'm hoping that because each chapter is its own thing, I can kind of chunk it easier and kind of get through this throughout the year and not feel like it's one big, like 400-page slog of nonfiction stuff. So here's this. And then this one has been talking to me from my shelves for the last 2 years, I think, since I purchased it. I couldn't stop thinking about it. It's Blitzed. Drugs in the Third Reich by Norman Ohler. This is the UK edition. I prefer this cover very much to the US one. So it's pretty much just how Hitler and the Nazis were off their faces on cocaine and all sorts of stuff the entire time. And it just got worse and worse and worse. So yeah, really want to read this. Seems random, super interesting to me. This one is a little more random, and the reason I'm picking this, Backyard Witchcraft, The Complete Guide for Green Witch, Kitchen Witch, and Hedge Witch by Cecilia Latari, illustrations by Betty Greco, is because I got this recently. It was an impulse buy at Target, and it's a nice size and everything. It's interesting to me. Obviously, I wouldn't have purchased it, and it's lovely to look at with lovely illustrations and all sorts of things. But the ink that's used, it's some kind of eco ink, and it smells. It's fine if it's closed, but it's like very dirty kind of a smell. It's odd. This was printed in Serbia, and I'm glad that it's eco stuff, whatever, but if I don't love this book, I'd like to move this on just so I can get the smell out of my house. That's terrible. I'm sure it's a good book, but I shouldn't have opened it again. Anyways, okay, so that's my nonfiction for the year. And then I've got 3 for fiction for the rest of the year. And these were just total vibe grabs, you know, whatever. So first up is Loteria by Mario Alberto Zambrano. This is based on a young girl's resilience in the face of loss, which sounds like a bit of a bummer, but that's okay. And what I like about this book is that the Loteria cards are featured, and like each chapter is a Loteria card, and sometimes you get the back illustration of the cards as well. One moment. But it just sounds really good. When this first got published, I was working at my local library. Here's the back of the cards too that show up sometimes. And I have checked this out twice. I purchased this, and it's been sitting on my shelves. It's high time this bugger gets read. Okay. Then I have 2 books I'm counting as one, but they are manga, so I feel like it's okay. This is 12 and 13 of a Bride's Story by Kaoru Mori. Yeah, so this series is one of my favorites. This is less shiny, I'll just show this one. It's set in the 19th century along the Silk Road, and it deals with primarily nomadic peoples and different tribes and how they are sometimes intermarrying, hence Bride's Story. It's not all about weddings though, it's not. There is one British guy who's there as a photographer to help document things, but it's mostly about these nomadic tribes and their lives, and it's beautifully illustrated. Let me show you some. There is a little bit of nudity in some of them, but I mean, not a ton. Gorgeous line work. I mean, I love Kaoru Mori's work. She also wrote a 10-volume manga called Emma. It's about a Victorian maid in England. That's also really good. I like that very much. But it's just gorgeous. And I love the subject matter. the Silk Road is really interesting to me. So counting these two together as one, because I know I'll read them back to back in one sitting. And then the very last book that I grabbed for this year is Just by Looking at Him by Ryan O'Connell. This is, again, a UK copy. I have a problem, I realize. So I'm going to read you from the blurb on the inside. Elliot is a TV writer with a perfect pianist boyfriend. He's living the dream. But behind the glossy veneer, he's been papering over cracks and they're starting to show. He's creatively stifled, he's drinking a little too often, and his cerebral palsy makes him feel like gay Shrek. Then he meets a man who turns his life around, and a hilarious, sexy, groundbreaking debut novel about the intersection of queerness and disability and discovering who you really are. The author, Ryan O'Connell, who looks familiar to me somehow, don't know, but he's worked on Will and Grace, Awkward, Babysitter's Club. He's written for the New York Times and Vice and everything, and he is on the Time 100 Next list in 2020. So this is my last one for this year. So let's see if I can lift these. They're all backwards, and I'm sure I'm going to drop them. Boom! Here we go. Ah! There are my very random reads. Ugh, this book. For 2023. Yeah, I really hope I can get to all of these. I keep saying everything's a priority, which can't be the case because then nothing's a priority. It really should be probably the books I have from clients, hey? Even though they probably care the least, but yeah, we'll see. Actually, the first one might be this one just because of the ink smell. Oh, okay. Yeah, I hope you guys are all well. Sorry for the randomness. Sorry for not being here so far this year. I am watching BookTube, doing my usual thumbs up and not commenting like the good lurker that I am. But hopefully I will get into the swing of things at some point soon. Things keep popping up in my life that like are dumpster fires, and they're really big, chaotic, complicated, long-term dumpster fires. So I keep getting distracted, but I am hoping, please God, that this latest dumpster fire is the last one, at least for a little while, because I am drowning in my life and behind on everything. And it's tax season too, if you're here in the States. So I have to do taxes for both of my businesses and someone else, and it's a lot. Anyways, I hope you're all doing well. I love you all and I miss you. And if you read any of these, let me know. I know this is very random, so if there are more than one or two anyone has read, I'll be surprised. And yeah. All right, off to work I go. See you guys later. Bye.